We're heading all the way down to Selma, Texas, to Mia Marcos Pizza. We're going to be chatting with Derek Sanchez as he reveals some pizza magic. Derek talks about winning the Caputo Cup, pizza influences, as well as yeast and fermentation. This interview is conducted at Pizza Expo. Here's Derek.
Albert Granda here, pizzatherapy.com, legendsofpizza.com/blog, my newest podcast, pizzapodcast.com. I am here with Derek Sanchez, and a little less than a year ago I interviewed Derek here in Las Vegas. He happened to be visiting our friend John Arena, and since then he has won the Caputo Cup. So he's not only a wonderful pizza maker, he's also a world champion.
Oh man, now it's real, right? Now I gotta behave myself. So thank you for interviewing me, Albert. This is awesome. Thank you.
Sure. Derek, just give a little bit of the backstory, if you could, of how you kind of hooked John Arena in and Scott Weiner into trying your pizza.
Well, I think, I was online researching. I went all over the place, all over the world researching pizza, and someone said, hey man, you got to go on Scott's pizza tours. I went up there, me and Scott became instant friends, man. He said, this guy's a crazy guy about pizza. He's one of us, and then I was blogging a little bit and learning, studying pizza, and I go to the Expo. It was about 5 years ago. I go to this pizza Expo, and Scott said, hey man, you got to make us a pizza. And I said, yeah, I'll do it. So I made a pizza, and I didn't know John at that time, but Scott came up, and these guys have been eating pizza all day long, and they came up to my table after I made Scott a pizza, and they all tried the pizza. And John was floored. He goes, man, you would have won the competition. This is incredible pizza. How did you do this? So he found out I was a doctor and with a background in research, and we started becoming friends, man. And then at first it's just the introduction to information. You're sharing information with someone, and then you start having a love for someone. You spend time with them. You start to know them as a person. To me, John Arena is kind of like our pizza Yoda, our pizza dad, and we share so much. We call each other weekly sometimes, and we're just sharing information about dough and yeast and cultures and what I found in research. I just got finished doing about an 8-month research on oil and oil bubbles, which is really weird. Of course, independent, there's a lot of subjectivity to my research, but it's been cool. And we share that information. It gets him better, and it gets us better. And
one of the things that you have done a lot of research on your own about is yeast and fermentation. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So pizza makers are bakers. We're bakers, and we add stuff to our bread. I've learned some of the greatest bakers in the world are the best fermenters in the world. Chad Robertson, Tartine Bread, right? Peter Reinhardt, Chris Bianco, Robert Caputo, all those guys understand, Roberto Caputo, John Arena, Chris Decker, all of those guys, we all share an understanding of ferments. And all of us can sit at a table and talk about fermenting yeast and dough for 2 hours. That's insane, but it's really interesting. Ferment times, ferment rates, yeast cultures, what type of yeast, how yeast reacts under certain temperatures. I mean, it goes on and on and on, but to be a great pizza maker, you have to be a great fermenter.
Okay, that's great. Let's break it down for the home pizza chef, and tell us more about practical uses of ferments and yeast.
Okay, so I was a home pizza chef first, and I'll tell you guys at home, you have to add the magic ingredient, and that's time. So you have to let your dough and your culture work, and you have to give it time to do it at various temperatures. So depending on the characteristic of your pizza, what kind of pizza you want, it allows certain time and temperature. Yeast is important. You need a really live culture, you need an active culture, and you need to baby it. It's a live, living structure. And it's, you got to treat it with love too. So when you can learn your yeast and learn what it does, you can make some of the best pizza in the world.
That's fantastic. Now, the other thing that I want to ask you about, Derek, is oil, because you say that oil is an enemy of yeast. Can you Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Right, so oil will impede fermentation, but oil is crucial for dough structure. So the timing of oil when you're adding it in your mix is crucial. You can't add too much oil, you can't add too little oil. You know, it'll change the polarities of your dough. It does some really interesting stuff to your dough. So oil and adding oil and temperature of the oil even is very important for structure. So, but it does impede culture. So that's why you don't want to add it too early to your mix. So that's something I found out with research and reading. There's great books out there that talk about that. There was a study in the 70s that really got into that, and it was more about bread baking. The study demonstrated that too much oil will impede, too little oil will ruin structure. So it's a fine balance. You have to find it.
Okay, Derek, thanks a lot. Do you have any other tips for the home pizza maker?
Do it with love. Keep working, and fail forward. I failed more than anybody here, man. You got to fail going forward, but fail, and fail with joy.
Great advice, great advice. Derek Sanchez, Mia Marcos Pizza in San Antonio, Texas. Tell people how they can find you, how they can have one of your great award-winning pies.
Man, we're in San Antonio, Selma area. We're 35 north going towards Austin. You exit Selma, take the turnaround, and we're right there on the corner. That's one way you can find us. You can find us at miamarcos.com. You can look me up, Derek Sanchez, on Facebook. You can, Joey too, you can look up my brother Joey Hernandez on Facebook. We can answer questions, help you guys out. Man, let's make great pizza. Let's do it right or don't do it at all. You know what I mean?
Derek, thank you very much, and all the best to you.
Oh, thank you, Albert. God bless y'all. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Derek. You can discover Mia Marcos' incredible pizza yourself in Selma, Texas. Their website is miamarcos.com. You can also call in orders at 210-667-8441. And while you're here, if you could show a little pizza love and subscribe, Pizza on Earth, goodwill to all.